Welcome to the Board's presentation of our recommended client relationship training program. Following the Board's evaluation of the REST case study into the provision of group life insurance and specifically of the testimony given by Lachlan Ross, the Head of Insurance Delivery Services at REST during the 2018 Royal Commission, the Board aims to deliver a program that demonstrates how a professional should communicate with an unsatisfied client in order to regain their trust in the quality and integrity of the services received. This presentation is brought to you by board members Nathan, Yunes, and myself, Daniel. This presentation will include an introduction to the case study, an example scenario that looks into the requirements of clients as it pertains to their insurance needs and sources of their dissatisfaction with REST service, and lastly, a conclusion as to how REST and group insurance providers can implement new strategies and solutions that represent a significant improvement from the previous service in the hopes of establishing a new ongoing relationship with clients. Following the analysis of the REST case study, the Board was prompted to ask the following ethical question to REST members and the community at large. Are they aware of what payout they are entitled to in the event of death or injury? And do they have a firm understanding on the amount they are being charged for their insurance policies?
Thanks, Dan, and hi everyone. To start off this next portion of our presentation, we have a video of Lachlan Ross from REST Superannuation responding to the Royal Commission. In the video, Ross discusses REST's position on certain issues, including their belief in the value of insurance and their commitment to ensuring members receive entitled benefits. Here are some of the key points of this video. In the Royal Commission case study on REST, clients who were eligible for insurance were denied upon claim due to their accounts not meeting the parameters set by REST Insurance. REST failed to notify these members about their cancelled insurances, misleading them to believe that they had insurance when they didn't. Now, this case study sort of shows how REST policy on making sure insurances are suitable and members are able to receive their entitled benefits are not lining up. REST failed to notify these clients when their insurances were going to be cancelled. As a result, the clients complained, and we ended up with a case study in the Royal Commission. The next point Ross moves on to is he acknowledges that the 39-page booklet about REST's benefits may be difficult for younger members to understand, which is concerning as REST isn't fully educating their younger members on the services and benefits that they are eligible for before they sign up. Ross is then questioned about the continued cover clause for REST. This clause is considered to be in the best interest of clients. However, the clause is towards the end of the booklet and can be hard to understand, making it difficult for members to realize their services and entitlements. Ross agreed with this point. This video provides us with an overview of REST's position on insurance and highlights some of the policy features mentioned by the Royal Commission's case studies.
Group life is substantially different from that because of the interposition of the superannuation trustee, somewhere in the middle between the superannuation fund member and the insurance company.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to understand is what REST conceives its role as being. Are you an intermediary between the two? Are you there to fight for the member? Or are you there to defend the insurance policy on behalf of the insurer?
REST's view is that insurance is very valuable to its membership. And ultimately it's REST that has made the decision to provide this benefit to its members. And it works very hard to make sure that any benefits that a member is entitled to are paid to the member.
Do you agree that for a young person entering the workforce for the first time, perhaps in a casual or part-time job, that a 39-page booklet on superannuation is a lot to take in?
It probably is, yes.
And to get to page 31 and to learn at the foot of that page of the operation of a clause involving something called continued cover is at least possibly likely to be confusing.
Possible, yes.
And what's the annual premium bill that REST pays to AIA in general terms?
750 to 800 million this year.
Thanks, Dan, and hi, everyone.
Group life is substantially different from that because of the interposition of the superannuation trustee, somewhere in the middle between the between the superannuation fund member and the insurance company.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to understand is what REST conceives its role as being. Are you an intermediary between the two? Are you there to fight for the member, or are you there to defend the insurance policy on behalf of the insurer?
REST's view is that insurance is very valuable to its membership, and ultimately it's REST that has made the decision to provide this benefit to its members, and it works very hard to make sure that any benefits that a member is entitled to are paid to the member.
Do you agree that for a young person entering the workforce for the first time, perhaps in a casual or part-time job, that a 39-page booklet on superannuation is a lot to take in?
It probably is, yes.
And to get to page 31 and to learn at the foot of that page of the operation of a clause involving something called continued cover is at least possibly likely to be confusing.
Possible, yes.
And what's the annual premium bill that REST pays to AIA in general terms?
750 to 800 million this year.
As part of this presentation, we have developed a client relationship training program. The idea of this training program is for future members or future complaints that come into REST are addressed in a certain manner, and the client receives appropriate and adequate services and insurance to make sure that their needs are being met. To fully describe and explain our training program, we have developed a case scenario in which this could be applied that is specific to insurance. The The case scenario we have developed is a REST superannuation member calls customer service because they have recently become aware that their group insurance arrangements may not be sufficient for their current financial situation. They are unhappy with this because they feel that they have been placed into a generic form of insurance without REST taking the time to assess their individual needs and determine what type of insurance would be best suited for them. Also, they are totally confused by the long-winded PDS they received years ago that just contains confusing legal jargon. The idea of this scenario is that we're going to break it down, see how our training program can help and train customer service representatives or any member of REST to address a situation like this in the future. Hopefully by doing this we'll reduce the amount of complaints we receive or REST receives and be providing sufficient services and products to our clients or to our members that are suitable for their needs ongoing. As So, how do we deal with this situation? Well, we believe first step is to apologize to the member for this lack of awareness of their situation and reassure them that REST is able to provide them with the insurance arrangement that they require. The next step is to identify the member's needs, objectives, and financial situation. This can be achieved by conducting the following 3 steps, which we believe should be done in this order, and we'll explain why at the end. First is to conduct an insurance needs analysis over the phone. The customer service representative can ask the member general questions about their income, expenses, debts, and future financial goals, record the information in an insurance needs analysis, and get a general idea of what or how much insurance is required for this particular member. The next is to review the member's account information. The customer service representative can review this account information over the phone to get an understanding of their financial situation. That can be seen through account balance or previous contributions, and review how much insurance they currently have to see what the member has deemed inappropriate. The last step, which we recommend doing last, after you've tried the first 2, is to refer them to REST Financial Planning Service. If the member is wanting to discuss specific details about their situation, including risk tolerance or long-term wealth planning, then the customer service representative should organize a time for the member to speak with one of REST's in-house financial planners. The financial planner will be able to provide the member with specific recommendations tailored to the member's needs, which would be more appropriate than the customer service representative trying to guess over the phone. Now, once we've identified the needs and objectives, we recommend you try to develop an appropriate strategy and find solutions for the member, assuming that they have chosen not to speak with one of REST's financial planners. For this specific scenario, we believe an appropriate strategy would be to provide the member with an updated insurance quote that meets their needs, so the member is able to review the benefit amounts, premiums, and exclusions before proceeding. In this case, it's also important for the member to be aware that any increases in insurance benefits is subject to medical underwriting, which is the assessment of their current medical status for the purposes of insurance. Additionally, the customer service team should ensure that the member is more informed about their new insurances going forward to avoid a complaint like this occurring again in the future. Now, for the next part of this presentation, I'm going to throw it over to Eunice. He's going to finish off the training program and discuss some of the benefits. Thanks.
If the client is happy to proceed with the new insurance arrangements, the rest should send out an insurance comparison document that shows how their previous insurances compares to their new arrangements. This document should also outline the benefits of personalised cover over group insurance and how their new cover will result in a greater peace of mind now that they are appropriately financially protected. Now that the client is satisfied with their new insurances, REST will need to ensure that the client's arrangements remain suitable as they continue to build wealth for retirement. This can be achieved through the offer of an annual review of the client's insurance arrangements, either via the phone or email, along with regular statements that clearly show the features of their new insurance arrangements. This will ensure that the client remains educated about the insurances, plus provides them with an easier way to contact REST about the insurances should their financial situation change. As outlined in the board's report, the various real-life scenarios outlined in the REST case studies showed a recurring issue of members becoming confused about clauses and requirements that needed to be met to ensure their policies remained active. It also emphasized that the only time REST would examine the validity of premium payments was when members attempted to claim on their insurance. Concerningly, members were only refunded retrospectively upon having their claims denied for invalid insurance policies. In our example scenario, we just demonstrate how REST can take the time to provide their members with a greater understanding of what their insurance policy includes. This removes the likelihood of members becoming confused by legal jargon. In conducting an insurance needs analysis, this ensures that each member is only paying premiums for policies that are suited to them and are therefore not diminishing their retirement savings for no reason. It also means that in the event that they make a claim, they are more likely to be successful. The outline strategy ensures REST is compliant with Section 52 of the SIS Act. This will dedicate REST as a superannuation entity that regularly reviews and implements an insurance strategy that considers the level of insurance to be offered, the cost to beneficiaries, and pursuing insurance claims for beneficiaries with reasonable prospects of success. The improved process confirms that insurance offerings do not erode the retirement income of beneficiaries are in their best interests. This improved service demonstrates that REST as a whole is a client-centric organization, with its members being its utmost priority. This will become the governing philosophy of the company, with staff being rewarded for great client service, all of which would help instill and improve ethical culture. This improved transparency, more tailored insurance, and increased ethical culture would all help to build a new, ongoing relationship with clients. As Paul Polman stated, transparency is not a choice but a responsibility. Companies that operate in secrecy breed distrust and invite suspicion. Therefore, the board asserts that these changes will help negotiate a new ongoing relationship with members who hold insurance inside their superannuation.